I got saved in 1994. My great-grandmother went to church. She would take me to church some, but I grew up in a family that did not go to church. So as I got saved in 94, I began to grow as a believer, and tithing was not at the forefront of my thoughts during as I became saved and flushing out what salvation was and working through that. 2 years into being saved, something was wrong. Something was wrong with my relationship with God, and I did not have a clue what it was, nor did I know how to fix it. I just knew something was wrong. I was serving God, I was on fire for God, doing Bible studies, leading Bible studies, working in the church, and through hanging around godly men, I began to hear and learn about tithing, because tithing wasn't preached at that time. And Tracy and I, our finances was a wreck. So when we looked at our finances, tithing was not even an option. So I went to my pastor and I said, hey, I'm hearing this and something in my relationship with God is broken. And it was like 3 weeks later, the light went off. God showed me and he revealed to me and he began to convict me that I needed to start giving faithfully, tithing faithfully. It was one of those things where the offering plate come by, I throw $5 in, throw $20 in, throw $10 in, whatever I could spare, I threw in. So as God began to convict me, I began to study tithing. There was a wedge between me and God, and it was my disobedient sin of not tithing. And anytime there's something between you and God, sin is what hinders us from God. I'm struggling. I mean, I'm going to church and I'm crying when the offering plate goes around because I wanted to, but I couldn't. I was the only one working, and we had made poor financial decisions that put us in a place where we could not. $60,000 in credit card debt. So Tracy and I went home and said, honey, I really believe we need to do this. She said, I agree. She said, God's being convicted in my heart as well. I had to put a budget together. I laughed. Budget? What am I going to budget? I ain't got no money. What am I going to budget? I have zero money. It dawned on me, I put everything else down before God. And I was putting this stuff before God. So that should have been up top. And we get to the scripture where it talks about robbing God. And when it talked about robbing God, it broke me. And I went home that night and I said, listen, I'm the man of the house. God has called me as the man to lead my family. And I have not been leading my family in tithing. I'm not asking you to make the decision. I'm making the decision. This week, we're going to start tithing. And she said, I hope you know what you're doing. I said, I don't. I'm trusting God. I have no idea what I'm doing. Wrote the check. That week we made it. I wrote the next check. God didn't say he'd make it easy. See, I had to work overtime sometimes to make it, but I did it because tithing meant more, and being right with God meant more to me than anything in the world, and me leading my family to do it. We kept on writing checks, kept on trusting God, kept on writing checks, kept on trusting God. And I know it got easier and easier to trust God. And I started praying. I said, Lord, you've showed me, you've rearranged my priorities. Now I need help getting out of this debt. And we got that debt paid off, and it was like the weight of the world. And then when we got the debt paid off, guess what? That was more we could give away. We got accustomed to not having it, so we figured, hey, we'll help people with that, or give God extra money, or do whatever, and it allowed that. Once we began to tithe, I got my joy back. I was able to be happy in my family. I was able to enjoy life. I was able to walk in church knowing that I wasn't robbing God, and I no longer had to sit there and cry as that plate came by, and I just throw a 5 in, or a 10 in, or a 20 in. And my finances was a wreck, but God straightened them all out. And he honored it. He honored it. He honored it. And I would love to sit here before you and say that I did everything right, but it was not me. It was all God. I just had to step out on faith. And I want to encourage you. I want to encourage everyone. Trust God. Trust him and see. He will never let you down. Ever. This world will let you down. Your family will let you down. Your church will let you down. Your pastor will let you down. We're all human beings. But God will never let you down. And I want to encourage you to trust him. There's never a good time to start doing the right thing. If you wait till the time is perfect, it's not going to happen. And it's just a step of faith. It's between you and God.